Today, I'm going to show you one of the ways that you can fasten into brick or masonry. This is relatively simple. There's a couple different types of fasteners out there. We're going to be using one called Tapcon. So this would be things like stone, brick, mortar, those types of things. If you have a type of like manufactured fake stone, it's actually hollow inside, and it's going to work super well because you're probably just going to drill it out and then there's no meat, this screw to actually grab into. You're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a drill with a hammer setting and then probably just an impact driver.
You will also want a masonry style drill bit.
What we'll be doing is throwing up on the other side of this fireplace mantle another string swing, which is just a brand of guitar mount, so for hanging guitars. So we have our dobro up over there. Gonna throw another acoustic up on this side, kind of, balance it out, get it symmetrical, because happy things are symmetrical things.
Tapcons are coated with a corrosion-resistant coating, which makes a lot of sense for masonry applications given that we know water moves pretty easily along with moisture through masonry.
We will come in on the fourth and center this string swing on the fourth brick, right like that. Just gonna want to make sure it's on the hammer setting. So it is hammer time.
A hammer drill is a combination of two actions. One, the spinning action of the drill bit, and then secondly, a small pulsating action, which is a lot like a jackhammer. Here we are just lining up the guitar mount and scoring the surface of the brick a little bit so we know where to drill our holes. And now we're ready to actually drill them out. The way that a masonry style drill bit like this works is the tip of it is what's doing most of the work. So that's the part of the drill bit that is grinding down this brick or the stone or whatever you're drilling into a very fine powder. And then the threads remove that powder as you continue to drill. So since you are basically going to be grinding this down into a very fine powder, don't be surprised if it takes a little bit of muscle and a lot of time to actually do.
And then once we got our holes deep enough, we're just going to take our Tapcons impact driver. That's really all that's to it. So while this is pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, not a whole lot goes into it beyond that, a couple mistakes you want to watch out for. So the first one is going to be not using the correct drill bit size. So depending on the diameter of fastener that you got or Tapcon, there's going to be a little sizing chart in the back that's going to show you what size drill bit you need. Sometimes it's printed on the front as well. And so that's going to be one of the things, right? Because that hole needs to be slightly smaller than the diameter of the fastener. If you use too large of a drill bit, when it comes to bore that hole out, what's going to happen is then these teeth on the screw, the threads, aren't going to have anywhere to grab as they try to bite into that masonry when you drive it. So that's one mistake to avoid. The next mistake would be not going deep enough when you drill the hole. So when you drill the hole, you want to go further in than you need, because as this guy gets fastened in, it's going to push some of that powder that might still be in that hole, some of that residual powder. It's going to compact it at the end, and you might get left with your screw, just sticking out a little bit. You don't want that. It's good to have a little bit of extra room as you drive in. That way you've got, you can get it all the way in.
It's a good idea to vacuum the dust out of the hole or blow it out with an air compressor.
Yeah, the other one would be just not going deep enough for your overall length, right? Like for something like this, you're hanging a guitar that weighs a couple pounds on it, so you really don't need that much, right? That's why I'm only using ones that are 1 3/4 inches. And really there's only about 1 inch because I got like a 3/4 board, right? That's the back of that string swing spaced out there. So I really only have like 1 inch of penetration into the masonry, which for this application isn't that bad, right? But if you're gonna be doing some pretty intense stuff, go with the longer fasteners. I don't know, let's say hypothetically you were hanging a flat screen on this, like a TV mount, and you didn't want it to rip out of the wall and fall, you're gonna wanna use a deeper fastener for that. Yeah, just wise life advice, Wise life advice with Mike.
The last mistake to avoid would be overdriving your fasteners. If you overdrive it, you can strip out the hole with the Tapcon, and then those threads in the screw have nothing to grip onto, and then there's really no holding power to the fastener.
Ooh, getting a little hot. Eating through the battery like a hungry munchkin. Gravity.